Hello bros and welcome to Expect Zero BroFive production in next part of Sakura Space. Start coming right here and we're loading where we left off. With some strange goo coming out of the roof. Apparently Kami got all soaked in it. Nami shoves me just in time for the blue yell to ensnare her. Writing and entrapping the blue yell quickly envelop her legs and chest. It quivers and vibrates and the sticky tendrils begin to prevent Nami from moving. More and more ooze drips from the ceiling, piling on top of her. It settles on her chest, squeezing and touching her. What is this thing doing? The yell appears to be massaging her. Get it off me! The ooze seems to be coating her all over. Once it's truly enveloped her body, it begins to vibrate slowly. Small quivers of movements are visible through the yell's surface. Nami tries to scrape it off herself, but it's useless. Every time she pushes it away, it just makes its way back. Two strands of yell bind her arms to the ground, preventing her from resisting. It's touching me all over. I move towards her with my hands out, hoping that I can succeed where she failed. No, don't touch it. You'll just be dragged in too. A small gasp escapes her lips as the slime clamps down hard around her chest. I cannot help but notice how it's creeping in between her tights too. The entirety of its mass is caressing, touching and massaging her all over. Soon her face turns bright red and I can hear her breathing become heavy. But what is this thing? Why is it doing this? Just hold still, I have an ID. Okay. This is so embarrassing. So hurry up. I pull my pistol from my belt. Pistol configuration EMP. All living things have some form of electricity current moving through their body. There's two possibilities with this yell. It's either a living thing or it's some sort of nanotechnology. Either way, the EMP should at least get it to let go. It probably won't deliver enough of a punch to destroy it. Close your eyes, Nami. She is panting heavily due to the yell's movements, but she complies. I squeeze down on the trigger and the EMP wave erupts from its barrel. The yell stops moving for a moment. Did it work? Don't move. I keep an eye on the yell. It begins to condense itself on top of Nami's chest. Then it erupts, showering the entire hall with its goo. Sticky globs of yell slide listlessly down the walls of the hallway. Are you alright, Nami? I'm fine. Usually they don't do it like this. They usually make them just look like normal. So that's a nice touch. She gets back up from on her feet slowly. She wipes some of the goo off her suit. I remember where I've seen this yell before. It's a brand of massage gel from another galaxy. Massage gel? I've not heard of such a thing before. It's surprised that you haven't. It's a very popular item for relieving stress, especially some varieties of it. This is obviously an attack by Akane. She must have trapped some of this yell in the piping above us. A completely non-lethal yet completely humiliating attack. Damn her. Nami, don't get angry. Akane is attempting to throw us off. Even if our reputation takes a blow, it doesn't matter if we pull this job off. It's apparent that I have not been taking her seriously enough. For now, let's get something to repair this leak. Nami's eyes wander over to the nearby ventilation shaft. Do you think she might have used the vents to get in here? Possibly. It's company policy not to obscure or place any object in vent system. So we could place any security countermeasures there. We have to talk about this somewhere else. That probably isn't the only camera that's watching us. Agreed. She attacked you with massage gel. If only I were there to be attacked. Massage gel is expensive. It would have been heavenly. How come Nami is the lucky one of all the time? Can't believe that she's pouting over this of all things. Now isn't a good time for jokes, Kotori. She is obviously aiming to tarnish our reputation. If word got out that we were taken by surprise by massage gel of all things, it would be a devastating blow. Her methods of attack are ridiculous and wouldn't be able to injure our fly. And yet it's still somehow menacing. We don't know where we're going to be hit from next, and in what way. We are presuming for the time being that she's tried to throw us off with similar attacks like this. Nothing lethal, but traps which will make us seem weak, useless and helpless. With that in mind, it does not mean that our lives are at risk and we can take new identities of worst came to worst. However, that scenario is one that I would personally decide to avoid. It would mean abandoning everything we have built up here and ultimately that we lost Akane. Nami seems a bit annoyed by the whole ordeal. She gains a certain kind of focus once something has made her angry. I will not let that happen. The stakes are high, but we gotten through worse together. And I know exactly what we can do. You might not know it at a glance, but Kotori is sharp. If there was a hole in the roof and one in the pipes, that means that she was somehow able to access it without going through the front door. You mentioned a ventilation shaft before, but I don't think that was it. You don't? What do you propose it was then? Well, keep in mind that there are cameras in the main halls right now, and Akane has not reported any unusual activity. The AI in our quarters is a closed system, which means that it cannot be modified by outside interference. Unless she somehow got into the AI core and modified the program's settings manually, there was no way she could pass by those cameras. Even if she damaged them or the fed was cut off from our AI, it would issue an alert. Wasn't that a hole in the camera's blind spot too? Yes, it was. So the placing of it was very deliberate. She must have known we would stop there somehow. Yeah, she must have known we would stop there somehow. Do you think that she might have known that we were going to stop there somehow? Eh? How could she have possibly known that? It just seems like that the slime was just too deliberately placed. I do not think so somehow. I imagine that the massage gel was primed to react when someone touched a large portion of it. So it was just a matter of us being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Yes, that makes more sense. Actually, it doesn't. I think she is on the ship and she's actually watching us somehow. It was only a vague guess, but when I think about it, she would be able to know about things like that. The trap was obviously set up in advance, so she had to have access to the maintenance shafts to drill through the roof. In addition, she has to have some knowledge of the ship's ins and outs. There are a number of access points to the shaft through the ship, but only a few which would enable her access to our quarters. So with this attack has helped us find her. Keep in mind that anyone apart from the company approved engineers accessing the maintenance shaft is also a gross violation of company policy. If we can work out what shaft she is using to access our quarters and time our attacks at the right moment, we will be able to catch her in the act. Bam! 1 billion imperial dollars. Kotori takes a deep breath. Sorry, I know I have a bad habit of talking too much. No, your reasoning is completely sound. Although she is often carefree, Kotori has a good theory of mind. She often makes fine observation when people least expect her to. So, now that we know that she's sneaking around the ship through the maintenance shafts, she probably knows that too. But you cannot access the maintenance shaft without proper authorization. So the question is how she managed to get in there. The only people who would have known the passcodes for accessing those shafts would be the ship's engineers, and they are carefully guarded. So she either managed to coax one of the engineers in the sector into telling her the code, or she skipped the part of managing to convince an engineer to let her come and go. It's time to do some investigating. Kotori, where is the closest maintenance shaft to our quarters? She quickly pulls out a digital pad and begins scanning through it. It should be in the shopping district. She seems excited now. It was so boring waiting around for her to make a move, you know. Now we can relocate the fight to her. I'm going to get ready. Remember to be discreet about it. If we get out of there failing our weapons around, it's going to attract attention. Okay. Kotori takes off. By the way, Nami, thanks for protecting me from the massagel. And thank you for getting it off me. I'm surprised that the EMP blast was so effective against it. I was surprised too. Anyway, we better catch up with Kotori. She leaves us behind if we remain idle for too long. It's a later hour, so the shops are not nearly as busy. Actually, I'm a little surprised it's such a big ship that there actually are several quarters and a shopping district and that. I don't see that as legit the slightest bit, because seriously, that's not anyway possible in the nearest 5,000 years. It's the later, so the shop is nearly at this. With fewer people around, it should be easier to approach the maintenance shaft. While it was not wholly within company policy, we managed to go through rosters for the sector's engineers. Our next engineer should be approaching soon enough. Remember, everyone, discretion. Sure enough, he's approaching. Leave this to me. Both of them nod and step back. Read it. I was wondering if you had a moment to spare. What do you want? I'm about to go to work. I was just wondering if anything usual has happened lately. Have you seen anything at all? Her eyes us for a moment. Not that I can recall. Really? It's just that my friends and I have some concerns regarding security. Huh? How so? There was a hole in our quarters carved through the roof, and it was deliberately cut as well. No way steel that thick would just get a hole in it. What time did that happen? It was about an hour ago. Wait, I know the guy who usually gets his shift done. He's been acting a bit weird lately. And I did notice that the cutter had gone missing from the engineering supplies room too. I'm guessing you are looking into it yourselves? That is correct. We take any threats to our own security very seriously. Well, I don't do any of the mercenary works around here. I just repair things if they break. He just shrugs. There's not a lot else I can tell you. At least not without breaking company policy. Either way, I got to get to work. I don't remember anything else weird happening. Are you sure? Perhaps I should press him just a little bit more and see if he has anything else to add. Presuming people isn't the way I prefer to work, but sometimes it's better to do that. The last thing I want is for Akane to get any more of the edge that she already has. Are you sure that there isn't anything else you can remember? Come on, I've already told you everything I know. I know that you're concerned and all, but trying to interrogate me isn't going to get you anywhere. So just leave me alone and I will let you know if I see anything else, alright? Alright, sorry. Well, it looks like that backfired. He's obviously a bit cranky, so I don't think he's actually going to tell us anything if he sees anything else. Thank you for helping. I just hope that that it doesn't land me in the hot water. It sounds like someone has it out for you, and I'm probably going to get targeted too. He just sighs. Oh well, it won't be the first time. Good luck on your hunt. Time to head to work. With a little fanfare, he disappears down the maintenance shaft. So we have to find the engineer then. He would be able to tell us more if we can convince him to talk. What we can presume for now is that Akane is using him as a pawn in her game. Then what methods she used to convince him to go along with her plans are irrelevant. Even if we don't catch her this way, this will prevent her from getting it out into our quarters again. It's the perfect plan. It seems like this is too easy though. And we don't know if Akane has been watching us this whole time. It's then that we hear slow clapping. I think we have our answer then. Well done, well done. You certainly are all very sharp. Did you enjoy your massage, Nami? I made sure that to get it the erotic kind, just for all of you. I can see Nami bro twitch with irritation, but she managed to keep her composure. She somehow knew that the massage gel had shared me as its target. The gel is programmable, so it must have sent a signal to her. Nami looks around at the shifting shadows, trying to pinpoint where she is. Where is she? Kotori seems excited. Come on, show yourself. I want to see what kind of skills you have. Ah yes, Kotori. You always remind me of an overly friendly laborator. Always so eager and filled with life. There is no better way to live life. But you're dodging the important thing here. Show me where you are. I swear, it's always a rush with you. Akane appears from the shadows, her whip ready to strike. So this is her, Captain? There is no mistaking it. Kotori seems really eager to start a fight. Now, everyone. This is all just a game. There's no need for such hostility, is there? You sent a swarm of attack drones after my captain. Let's just say that I take that pretty personally. She didn't have any trouble taking them down at all, so I'm not seeing the issue here. Surely a mercenary company of your caliber would be able to handle some robots or autopilot? Or are you implying that your captain isn't good enough to do that? I kinda let out a mocking laugh. Seriously, you really are the little attack dog of the group, Kotori. Too easy to rile up with a bit of teasing. Kotori bro twitch with anger. She leans over to whisper to me. Permission to engage? Well, she's playing a game with us right now. But personally, if I was hunting someone, I would personally enjoy the game and see what else you can come up with. And I think it would not be good to engage now. She surely have a countermeasure for that right now. Hold back for now. I need more time to analyze Akane and her equipment. She is out in the open here. So, as angry as it makes Kotori, please hold back for now. Why? She's right in front of us. If we take her down now, the money in the bag. She would not reveal herself unless she had a plan, Kotori. I know you're angry, but if you act now, you might be falling into a trap. So please hold back just a little longer. What's the matter? Sweet talking your guard dog into not attacking. How adorable. She really is a big Labrador. Kotori finally snaps at that moment. I have had just enough of you and your big mouth. Looked like it was futile. However, I have gotten a better impression of Akane from this short time. She is employing her training even now. As I noticed before, she is exactly 3 meters away from us. Her blades light up as if igniting by the flames of her rage. I'm going to take you down right away. Let's see if you can. Before I can react, Kotori is already striking distance at Akane. All I saw was a yellow blue in front of my eyes. With a quick glance, I can see that her blade has their stunning configuration on. She's planning to capture Akane alive. Considering how angry she is, I'm surprised that she has the configuration on. Take this. Kotori blades sing through the air, but Akane managed to evade them. She leaps away, getting out of Kotori's reach. Get back here. I'm not done with you yet. Akane whip snaps as it snakes through the air, but Kotori is too fast for it. She easily deflects it and once again getting within striking distance. Kotori, don't engage her alone. No, I don't need any help. She's mine. Am I Kotori? I spent a lot of my time analyzing your fighting style. No matter how fast you are, it doesn't help when I know exactly what you're going to do. Oh yeah? Kotori begins spinning through the air, becoming a whirlwind of blades. Configuration, non-organic cutting. Her blades form a whirling barrier, and they still have their stun setting on. Since it will cut non-organic material, that whip should be no problem. Acquiring anything except synthetic material is this day and age is extremely expensive. I have some bad news for you, but your little whirling barrier isn't going to protect you. A kind of whip shoots out again, but it isn't cut by Kotori's blade. How the hell? What the hell is she having that whip then? But we'll see what happens next time. But anyway, that was all I have for Sakura Space this time then, so hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. BroFive!